Alright everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, it's going to be a lengthy one, but it's going to be one that I hope... Actually, what was your name? There's a guy, I know your name, it's Justin, isn't it? The one that comments within 2 minutes of me posting any video, A Football Life, Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. That is his suggestion for a reaction, and that is the reaction that we're going to do today. And it's basically just because I don't want you to go through this torment any longer, having to tell me every single video to watch Rodney Harrison. Now, what I will say is that I did start watching this video live on Twitch about 2 weeks ago. I got into about 5 or 6 minutes and I was like, nah, I can't do this because this guy's going to miss out. He's not going to see this and I'll have reacted to the whole thing, and it's just, no. You've asked for way too long. It's way too important to me, so we're doing it today. Anyways, I just need to quickly have a look. I'm going to count up how many times you've told me to watch Rodney Harrison, okay? And the way we're going to do that is to jump on the computer, go to my comments section, and filter it to only the comments that mention Rodney Harrison. And we're going to do that right now.
The quicker you're here, the faster you go. That's why where I come from, the only thing we know is
Rodney. We'll just go Rodney, eh? See what comes up. Here we go. An hour ago, Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. Also, best source for stats and accolades is Pro Football Reference. Okay. Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. Dan Brady is the GOAT. Tom Brady equals GOAT. React to Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. Bro, gotta react to Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. Rodney modelled his game after Ronnie Lott. As always, I enjoyed your video. It's been really cool to see you gain more knowledge about the sport. You're a quick learner, man. Keep it up. Jacob, Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. Bro, Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. Bro, Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. First, react to Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. Someone said no, just no. Justin says he's going to. He already told me so. Mant says, then why ask? Justin says, I'm not asking, I'm demanding. And I'll continue to remind him until he does it. Tommy the GOAT. Best to ever do it. He's a lot higher on the list now. Please react to Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. Jacob, please react to Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. As someone whose beard doesn't quite grow in full and complete, I suggest you grow it back, you lucky bastard. Also, react to Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. Alright guys, that's a month ago. Here's another guy who's mentioned his name. Jacob McDonald, I ask you for one thing. Please, 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 I beg you to react to Rodney Harrison. Please! He was scary and he's a beast player. I promise you that you won't regret it. It's happening today. Jacob, please react to Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. You have to take it easy, dude. Lol, you're going to strain something. Everyone knows about this guy. Everyone knows about this guy. Justin Sullivan. Mate, I could go on. I could go on. It's been happening for 12 months, guys. And you know what? We're doing this because I don't want you to have to do that again. Rodney Harrison, A Football Life. We're going to watch the trailer first.
Send somebody across the middle, you gotta deal with Rodney.
nobody wanna
So he's a linebacker or a safety?
cross the middle, thinking I'm gonna catch this ball first. Guys are going across the middle like, where the hell's Rodney Harrison?
Reminds me of Matanonu.
Rodney Harrison was the enforcer of the whole team.
That's the way we hit. Out in San Diego, baby. Get your soft ass back.
He will lay people out. Yeah, but this isn't.
Oh my god. No!
Oh my goodness, we got Trent Green down. That man right there should be ejected from the football game.
People wanted to.
Okay, alright, so this is how it happened. He was one of the real enforcers, and then when the new laws came in, everyone started turning against him.
Make it seem like I was developing.
Fuck.
I freaking embraced it.
Rodney is pretty much the perfect player. Ruffle a few feathers.
I've managed to, I guess, make a couple guys not like me very much.
It made everybody else better.
Intercepted in the end zone. Roethlisberger's back to throw. The rush fires and is intercepted. Rodney Harrison is such a terrific football.
So it's not just the tackles, it's the interceptions as well. Thank you for believing me, nobody else did. Wow. Alright. And the Patriots were his second team. And as you can see, I'm wearing a Patriots jersey just for that. So with all that being said, guys, it's time. Justin Sullivan? I don't even know what to say. Let's fucking get into this shit. We've got 480p. We've got a cloudy, overcast sky down at the old football pitch. Look at the post there. And, well, let's get into this. I've got a coffee. We're doing this, finally. Fuck.
I carried a lot of anger with me because I was always pissed off. I was pissed off because people didn't believe in me. I always wanted to hit people. That's my way of showing my personality, releasing who I was. The offensive players get the glory, they get the game balls, and they get the girls and stuff like that. But I always just want to knock somebody in their mouth.
So I've actually seen this bit before, where he said that, and I can't remember how I reacted originally, but I mean, he should have done boxing, bro.
Today is the best day of your life. Believe you me.
You don't want to knock people in their mouth with your helmet. I mean, do it with your fist.
The greatest leader I've ever known. What a ride it's been.
He was a hitter. He played the game with emotion.
Narrated by Josh Charles. Who is Josh Charles? Josh Charles is an American actor. He is best known for the roles of Dan Rydell on Sports Night, Will Gardner on The Good Wife, which earned him 2 Primetime Emmy Award nominations. Okay, no idea.
Boy, you need to get excited, Noah. I want you to get excited, man. Man, this is an opportunity, baby. Huh? Oh. Let me ask you, you know how many people would love to be here right now? Oh, God, a chance to play in the National Football League?
Golly.
Rodney Harrison was the storm the NFL never saw coming.
I think there's a few people in the league today that probably need to be given that pep talk.
He didn't start until his 3rd season, when the Chargers put him in.
He was ready to go.
He was electric.
Oh, bruh. Look at him, he's like, yeah.
In New England, his timely strikes helped forge a dynasty.
Number 69 punched me in my mouth. Huh? So good, though.
Harrison battled in the NFL for 15 years.
You don't want to catch it, do you?
Yet for much of his career,
He's got some anger, doesn't he? He's taking it out in the right place. As long as it's not out on the streets.
it wasn't his accomplishments that were recognized.
Play people out. Yeah, but this isn't legal, man.
He lost more money in fines than any player that preceded him.
Oh my
And he was
God,
twice
bro.
voted by his peers the game's dirtiest player.
People want to
Wow, okay. The game's dirtiest player. That's the kind of guy we're dealing with here.
identify me as being a dirty player. Well, it's just ignorance. Sit down and watch tape with me.
Yeah, nah. So he's trying to explain his case now that he wasn't just a dirty player. There was technique behind what he was doing.
And you show me a guy that plays harder and a guy that played tougher than me.
Harrison is one of only 2 players, along with Ray Lewis, to finish his career with 30 sacks and 30 interceptions. Yet, he was only voted to 2 Pro Bowls.
2 Pro Bowls. I'm named All-Pro in 2003, 2004, and these people don't even vote me to the Pro Bowl. I was a heck of a football player.
How do people get voted to the Pro Bowl? That's what I want to know. So All-Pro is the best players, but Pro Bowl is the All-Star game, basically. And they're voted into the Pro Bowl by the coaches, the players, and the fans. Each group's ballots count for 1/3 of the votes.
And people don't give me credit for that.
He wasn't a cheap player. He was just an aggressive player. And he was a great player. When they're on your team, you appreciate them. You love their toughness. You love their competitiveness. When they're on the team, you could be a little bit offended by it.
Oh yeah, that's exactly right. That's a good call, man. If you're on his team, you love him. If you're not, you don't. Simple as that.
Rodney Harrison was a lightning rod. One of the game's most electrifying and polarizing players. He was the last of his kind, an enforcer at safety, at a time when the NFL was cracking down on dangerous hits. He played a style of football that no longer exists, but his career embodied the many issues the league continues to face.
Fuck yeah,
Sparked
CTE.
controversy then, and still does.
Giving it to
The
himself.
one thing I love about Rodney, he is honest, and what you see is what you get. He's not going to say anything that he doesn't believe.
If I was playing against Cam Newton, I would try to take him out. I love Cam Newton. Anybody I played against, I want to hurt. Oh! That hurt! That hurt! That hurt! I don't want to injure you because I want you to be able to have your career, take care of your family. Yeah, Mike. He's moving. That's very big.
Alright, that's funny. He says, look, I want to hurt you, but I don't want to injure you. Interesting observation.
God bless you, man.
Fair call.
But anyone that I try to tackle, I want to hurt you. Yes, I do. And I'm not going to apologize for that. There's a lot of stuff inside of me. A lot of stuff that I feel like I always had to prove. When I was growing up, I had a stuttering problem. And people would make fun of me. People thought I was slow. People thought that I had, mental issues.
I knew he didn't have learning issues because, he's a smart kid. But I knew he had a speech impediment, so I had to get him help. This is the reason he speaks as well as he does now.
My mom always believed in me. This goes back when I was 6 years old, when I first started playing football. I said, Mom, it costs $40 to join the football league.
I said, well, Rodney, I don't have that kind of money. He said, well, Mom, please let me play, please.
Well, my mom's light bill was maybe $40-something. She sacrificed the light bill to sign me up for football. That was where it really all started.
Harrison
I don't know about you guys, but I just got shivers up my spine.
Marion Catholic High School, 20 miles from his Chicago area home.
It was like 98% white. And my friends would ask, why do you want to go to that school? And I said, I wanted to be able to meet different people and challenge myself. Not just from an athletic standpoint, but I want to challenge myself academically. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the challenge. But it was a lot of tough days. They would laugh at me because I didn't have the nice clothes.
I had to bring Rodney to school every day. I had a car that wasn't what you call a good car. Sometimes the car would break down. The kids
See, now I'm thinking that wouldn't normally happen. A black kid wanting to go to a school full of white people for a challenge, that from the start it's obvious he's on his own path. He's looking for challenges, man, in life. It seems to be his general attitude.
Throw stuff at our car and laugh.
They would make fun of me, but that drove me. That inspired me, and it motivated me.
Harrison was a big...
He said to himself, you ain't going past the 50-yard line. Watch this. And they didn't. Or maybe they did just.
Harrison was a big hitter and a big star, with dreams of playing in the Big Ten.
Coach Matteo.
Oh yeah!
He gave me an opportunity.
Bang,
He was
bang
tough
again.
on me.
Beautiful.
But also I found out later that he didn't think that I could play Division I football. He didn't believe in me. So I ended up settling for Western Illinois. That motivated me.
But his greatest motivation was to make proud the one person who always believed in him.
I looked at my mom one day and I said, Mom, I'm going to get you out this situation. I'm going to do something great. I saw my mom work 3 jobs. I saw my mom on welfare. I saw my mom struggle when my father didn't want to be there. I saw people make fun of us. And it brought me to tears. Because no young person should have to go through that. And my mom, she worked hard. She worked so hard to provide for me and my brother and sister. And that's why I play with so much passion and emotion, because I just got tired of people laughing at us.
Up next,
Got to get your motivation from somewhere.
humiliating NFL start.
He'd have been better off getting up singing.
Oh gosh, the first time I met Rodney was at Western Illinois University on campus, and he gave me the lamest line ever.
What's up, baby? And what's up, baby? She looks at me, she rolls her eyes, and she keeps walking, right? So the very next...
Hang on, when did he retire? Not that long ago, I assume. He looked quite young. He's 46 now. When was that Football Life made? A Football Life, 2016. He retired in 2008. Okay.
Day, I see her and her friend walk into class. We just so happen to have the same class. And I told her that class was canceled.
I was like, oh, okay. So we went back to our dorm room. The next time it was time for class again, the professor asked us to take out our homework from the last class. And I looked at him, and he's in a corner just laughing. I know I was furious.
After that, we just started talking and connected.
He had like a reputation of being this bad guy on campus, but he showed me something totally different over time when we were at school. So, you know, he charmed his way into my heart.
It's a story that mirrors
See, man?
many of Rodney.
It's not always love at first sight, is it? Those guys out there, you see a girl and you think you got no chance, just tell her class is cancelled.
Harrison's
See what happens.
Even in football.
If you take time, if you get to know me, then I think you will like me. But if you don't, and you go by what? Reputation, if you're closed-minded, then you're never gonna like me.
In the summer of 1994, he was a 5th-round pick out of Western Illinois. He arrived in San Diego, indignant and determined.
He was in a Div 2 school, and yet he was picked in the draft? Does that happen?
The attitude, the swagger, whatever you want to call it. I mean, he walked in day one like I should be the starting safety on this team.
I didn't know about this whole rookie deal. When
Fuck, he looks about the same. He looks the same, mate. He's 20 years on. He looks exactly the same. He's looked after himself, hasn't he? Certainly has. 6'1", 100 kg. Fucking good-looking bloke.
Up and sing and stuff like that, and I'm like, this is a waste of time, so I avoided it.
Guys got a little upset with him. A couple of them did, for sure.
A group of us veterans got together, and when the security guy opened Rodney's door, we just bum rushed him.
And they just grabbed me, they stripped me butt naked, taped me up, throw me in the elevator, and hit all the buttons on the floor.
We wanted everybody to get a look at this cocky guy who felt like he didn't have to sing for us.
So I'm going, and there's an elderly couple, and they're, oh my God, you know, the ladies, and I'm just going floor to floor, and I was so humiliated.
Harrison made the team as a backup safety and special teams player. In a surprise, the Chargers made it to the Super Bowl.
Biggest game of my life. We're going to prove to the world that we are the world champions.
When San Francisco came out, you look at our veteran players. They look, oh man, that's Jerry Rice. Oh, look at that, that's Dion.
Prime time.
Like, why are y'all sitting here in awe of these guys? We're about to play them. Let's go knock their heads off. Then all of a sudden, our safeties are getting burned.
It's the attitude. It's the mental attitude, isn't it? They'd lost it before they started. Ah.
And I'm looking at the coach and saying, Coach, put me in, put me in. And he was on the verge of putting me in. He was on the verge of putting me in, and he never put me in. It was embarrassing. It was absolutely embarrassing. Yeah, you can have respect for an opponent, but at the same time, you got to hit that opponent in the mouth.
Big game today. Physical. Hit him right in the mouth. We're going to hit him right in the mouth. Hit him hard. Hit him right in the mouth.
Harrison got more playing time and changed the Chargers' defensive mindset.
Yeah! Woo! Woo! That's the way we hit. Out in San Diego, baby. You, baby. Yeah. What you want.
Who hit?
Get your
Who hit?
soft ass back.
He would do
I
little
ain't feel
things
nobody.
to kind of tick a guy off and get under his skin a little bit.
Oh yeah, big hit.
He'll give you that elbow.
Like that.
Get off me, boy.
Step on the back of a guy's head as a brace to get up. All those things, and he won't deny it.
There's a certain mentality you have to have on that football field. These guys are good, and they're big, and they want to whoop your tail.
Come on, fat boy.
Yep.
Come on, fat ass.
So I can't be a Mr. Nice Guy out there.
You don't want it.
Fuck, he would have had some interesting mic'd up moments, wouldn't he?
If I hit you, I'm not going to help you up.
You got to catch that Tad Lewis.
It's competitive spirit at the highest level.
It's a done deal. Back up. Back up. Back up. You a backup. You a backup. You played 10 years and never started, bump. I love talking, don't you? Yes, sir.
He was a hitter. He played the game with emotion.
Yeah! Woo!
The dimension that Rodney added to it was the coverage aspect. Rodney had excellent hands.
And I'm just thinking, as a running back, if you ran through, you got some daylight, he came up to you, tried to do a massive hit on you, and you actually smashed him into the ground as a running back, then what would he say when he gets up?
The range that he had, he was a really good athlete.
He started making plays, and he never stopped.
In 1995 and 96, Harrison led the Chargers in interceptions. In 97, he led the team in tackles. In 98, he made the Pro Bowl, and the Chargers had the best defense in the league.
Wow. He's killing
The
it.
weak offense. The Chargers missed the playoffs in Harrison's final 7 seasons. In 4, they finished last.
Fuck.
Get up, old man.
You're kidding.
2 years from now, we say that to you. How did you play 20? Just want to win right now, baby.
Coming up, the league takes aim at Harrison.
You want to make me the villain? All you're going to do is make me angry. All you're going to do is motivate me even more. Well, the safety that I tried to emulate all these years, Ronnie Lott.
Ronnie Lott. Beast.
When you see and you're hitting somebody, you don't hit him in his chest. You almost think about running through him.
I don't know if it's a technique when you're trying to run through somebody. That hit
Shit.
that you make on that receiver.
Literally trying to run through them,
Send
eh?
out a message for the next team.
Oh
The team
my
after
god.
The team after that. Not to come in that territory.
That was the thing. Hit him up high, knock him on the ground, stand over.
Fuck, it's the shots that they
intimidate.
don't see coming that's the killers, isn't it?
And it worked. It worked because these guys didn't want to come across the middle.
Rodney Harrison was the enforcer
There
of
he
the
is.
whole team.
You send somebody across the middle, you got to deal with Rodney.
Nobody went across the middle.
Okay, Harrison, you're fucking lucky you didn't break your neck right there.
I'm going to catch this ball first. Guys are going across the middle like, where the hell's Rodney Harrison?
Midway through Rodney Harrison's career, certain hits were no longer tolerated.
I'm trying to imagine how I'd feel as a fan watching in real time, seeing him do these hits. There is one hit by a guy, Sonny Bill Williams, that I need to show you guys. Very, very famous hit. Back in 2008, I think. Bro, this is Rodney Harrison, but on a bigger scale, because he's 6'4" at 120 kilos, alright, doing this shit. So, Sonny Bill Williams Bulldogs. Let's see if I can get a high quality version here. A couple of these hits. Well, the cool thing about Sonny Bill is that he's not only a beast on defense, but he's also a fucking beast on offense. And that's what I like.
He's a professional boxer, you know, and he's got massive guns on him as Sonny Bill, and when he hits you, you stay hit.
Did you hear that? When he hits you, you stay hit. No helmet, no pads. Watch this. Boofa! Where are you going? Nowhere. Yeah, for the Crusaders back in the day.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Hit him in the mouth.
Just out. Oh, Paddy Dillon that was has been smashed.
You want to put it on his shoulder, Dan?
Oh, that's a great tackle by Williams.
Oh, you can see that one coming. That's fucking ridiculous. Now that one was average. I'm going to finish it off with that one. That was Sonny Bill Williams hitting Willie Mason in the mouth, just like Rodney Harrison would tell him to do. And no shoulders, no pads, no helmet.
In 2000, his helmet-to-helmet hit drew what was then one of the biggest fines in NFL history. In 2001, he was fined for an illegal forearm. In 2002, he was fined for spearing. But the hit
Spearing's
most
not good.
responsible for his reputation did not draw a fine or a penalty,
Oh, what is this, man? What's going to happen here?
and was not outlawed for another decade. Trent Green and Harrison were once teammates. In 1998, they faced each other for the first time.
Trent, what's up, baby? You can't come holler at him? What's up, man? I thought we was alright, man. Come on, Trent. How you doing, man?
How you been?
Hey, you playing great, man.
I got a little boy now, so
Congratulations.
yeah, it's pretty cool. He's about a year and a half old, so
Is that right?
we had to break down and buy a house because now everybody wants to come visit.
Oh, yeah. You the man now. You the man. And we friends now, Trent. But when that whistle blows, we ain't friends no longer.
It wasn't this hit.
This will be good. Oh! Bro! Quarterback should not be running Y routes
Trent, good luck to you, man. Good luck.
against Rodney Harrison.
It was their next meeting, after Green signed with the Rams.
When I went in for the blitz, I kind of shook Marshall Faulk. He missed his block, and I kind of tripped on the carpet. I'm crawling,
gonna break his
trying to
fucking ankle,
finish
isn't
the
he?
play. I hit Trent Green low, and he tears up his knee.
Oh my goodness, we got Trent Green down. We've got Trent Green down in the middle of the field.
And And we talk about hitting the guy in the mouth and, you know, wanting to play physical and inflict that intimidation. Yeah, that's fine. But you don't want to tear up somebody's knee. You just don't want to do that.
No, man.
That man right there should be ejected from the football game. It's a shame if this guy is hurt and can't play because of a cheap shot by Rodney Harrison.
Trent is a great guy. He is absolutely a great person. He signed as a free agent, signed a big contract, and I was so happy and proud for Trent and his family. And it was devastating to me that people would think that I would try to hurt Trent Green. And it was something that it took time for me to recover. I hate the fact that he got hurt, but I don't regret the play. You're taught, finish the play. That's all you've been taught, finish the play. And I did my job.
That is a fucking hard one, man. It's a real hard one. I want to see how Trent Green came back. I hope he came back. Green was in '99. He was slated to be the starter for the Rams, but suffered a gruesome season-ending knee injury in a preseason game on a hit by Rodney Harrison of the Chargers. Unheralded backup Kurt Warner took over for Green and led the Rams to a 13-3 season, culminating in a dramatic victory over the Tennessee Titans in Super Bowl 34. In 2000, he began the season as the backup to Warner, the reigning NFL MVP. Fucking hell, he missed his opportunity. He lost out in MVP, he lost out in the Super Bowl. He got injured in a preseason game. He started 5 games in the middle of the season while Warner was out with a broken hand. Green and Warner combined to lead the Rams to a then highest team passing yards in total NFL history. Green was traded during the offseason to the Kansas City Chiefs for the 12th overall pick. During his first season in the Chiefs, he struggled despite the presence of tight end Tony Gonzalez and running back Priest Holmes. Threw for 3,783 yards, 17 touchdowns, but also threw 24 interceptions. That's terrible. He showed marked improvement in 2012, throwing 26 touchdowns to only 13 interceptions. Okay, so he came back. He played for the Dolphins, he went back to the Rams, and then he retired in 2009 with a desire to pursue a career in broadcasting. Okay. You got a feel for the guy, man. Everything happens for a reason, though.
Exactly what I did. I finished the play.
Harrison's style of play drew intense scrutiny, and by 2002, the league was on high alert.
Who played at the Raiders. Everybody hates the Raiders.
You take the ball.
Especially in San Diego. In the first quarter, Rodney annihilates Roland Williams, blows him up. Then next, Jerry Rice did a little quick slant, and he came across a no-fly zone. And everybody was like, whoa! And our sideline was happy.
The league was not. The hit, which was not penalized at the time, drew a 1-game suspension.
What the hell? You made no effort to tackle the player or break up the pass, and instead engaged in what appears to be a simply gratuitous effort to punish your opponent. Basically, that's what they call a shoulder charge in rugby, where there's no effort to actually make the tackle. No arms being used, that's what they say. If you don't use your arms, it's an illegal tackle. If you're leading with your shoulder first and not trying to wrap the player, it's illegal. So he didn't even get a penalty, yet he got banned for 1 game. And that seems a little bit biased.
Oh, I absolutely believe that he was targeted. There were times I thought that the officials were looking for him, and they felt that he was going after defenseless players, even though at that time that was not what it was referred to as. If you're Rodney Harrison and your idol was Ronnie Lott, that's a tough pill to swallow.
People wanted to make it seem like I was the villain. And you know what? I embraced it. I freaking embraced it.
What's that? Shut up! I'm gonna hit him right in his mouth. You shut up. That's why you up in the stands. That's why you in the stands.
Oh, wow.
He was despised.
Oh, wow.
Not in San Diego. The week he was suspended, forfeiting a paycheck of more than $100,000. The Chargers had as their midfield logo the number 37.
Whatever year you were as a player, Rodney meant something to you.
I would have wore his jersey if I could have. That's how I felt about it.
It brought tears in my eyes, honestly, you know. It was just a tribute to how hard this guy's worked, what he meant to the Charger organization.
We couldn't actually say it was for Rodney Harrison, but I think everyone knew that, you know, we had his back, and that's what that was for.
Their color man, Hank Bauer, used to play for the Chargers, wore number 37, and the only public statement was that they were honoring Hank Bauer for some bizarre reason.
I'm watching.
By the end of the season, the talk was no longer about how the Chargers honored Harrison, but how they wanted to get rid of him.
He had heard that statements had been made by the organization that he couldn't run anymore and that he was basically washed up. And the reality was there was a reason he couldn't run. It's that he was hurt.
I had my groin ripped from the bone. I just played basically an entire season in pain.
In February, Harrison was released.
And I felt so betrayed, but it was the best thing that happened to me.
Everything happens for a reason.
That groin's tightening up. Why don't we take a few less scout team plays?
Harrison finds a new home.
They thought that he couldn't play as effectively anymore.
That's amazing. Hear what he said, man? That's great coaching.
I felt so betrayed, but it was the best thing that happened to me.
Coming up.
Hey, if that groin's tightening up, why don't we take a few less scout team plays?
Harrison finds a new home.
They thought that he couldn't play as effectively anymore. I looked at it as he wasn't effective. He wasn't 100%, but that says a lot about the guy too. At less than 100%, I mean, he's still out there.
Rodney Harrison was cut by the Chargers after the 2002 season. While on a visit with the Raiders, he got a call from Bill Belichick.
I'm making up an excuse to get out of the Raiders visit before I talk to Al Davis. And Coach Belichick says, you know, I remember when we played you guys in warm-ups, I saw you hit one of your defensive backs and knock his helmet off. I said, you saw that? You remember that? When he said yes, I told my agent, I said, you know what, you guys just work out the deal. This is the place I want to be.
My initial reaction is,
yes.
Wow.
Because he knows that the coach is all about effort. And he knows deep down he can put in more effort than anyone else. He might just have to change his technique slightly.
Safety. And he's like a strong safety. We've got a pretty good strong safety in Lawyer Malloy.
That was Lawyer Malloy's job. That was him that came in with all the big hits and didn't care what people thought about him.
Make no mistake, Rodney Harrison is not here to feel loved.
I came with a laser focus and so much anger.
The main guy he attacked and he was on was Tom Brady.
Rodney and Tom going back and forth verbally. Just never seen Tom get rattled that bad, not even in games.
Troy Brown would come across the middle, and I tried to run through Troy like he was absolutely the enemy. And then I hit Kevin Falk. And he throws the ball at me. There was fights and linemen pushing me.
Bro, that wasn't even a big hit.
Punching me.
Are you not meant to hit whatsoever?
And you look over at Bill, and he would be over there with a smirk on his face.
Ah, that's classic. I love it. I love it. Rodney Harrison is in the perfect place. That's fantastic.
Just loving it.
All right, go ahead. Best practice player probably ever. Ruffled a few feathers.
Oh, now I love Bill Belichick too.
Not in a dirty way, just in a highly competitive way. They made everybody else better.
I've managed to, I guess, make a couple guys not like me very much, but, you know, I don't play the game for people to like me. You know, my mom likes me. That's all I need, you know.
Harrison made the final roster. Another Patriot did not.
A real stunner from the Patriots today. The team cut Lawyer Malloy, one of their most popular players.
He was our emotional leader. And here he is being cut on a Monday. And then
Why?
big news, he sounds at Buffalo. We got to play him on Sunday.
What?
The
Playing
Patriots
him?
suffered their worst loss of the Belichick era.
The absolute last thing the Patriots wanted, they got.
Shit.
Look on TV, everybody's saying Belichick lost the team.
Belichick assigned Harrison a bigger role.
Well, I felt like we had a little void in leadership. I don't know if the team knew him well enough to elect him a captain at that point, but I felt that he was deserving, so it was more of an appointment.
No, we talked about that. That was a great suggestion. Suggestion of the year. You're out in front, and I'd say a pretty comfortable lead on that one.
Rodney gave a boost to everybody on that defense, especially me. And I thought I was a hard worker. I thought I was a guy who did everything because of his intensity and his work ethic.
He was not just a safety, he was a star that covered the slot receiver on a lot of occasions.
We need another linebacker in the box. Have Rodney do it.
Run, Quinn. Oh. Who hit him, Rodney?
We just need
Rodney.
a safety to come down and play man-to-man to a displaced tight end. Rodney will do it.
Put him anywhere, man. He's a utility player.
We need another edge defender. Rodney will do it.
Rodney will do it.
I
Put
thought I
Rodney in.
had seen all of it with Rodney, like, okay, this is one of the hardest working guys that ever played a game, one of the smartest guys. Postseason is when he really turned it on.
We were predictable, and he studied very hard. He put himself in position to make plays.
We'd had some disguises where you'd be on the sideline thinking he was out of position, or like, did he get the call, or like, what's he doing? And he would just beeline it where the quarterback was looking.
Nice. Out of the box moves.
He was such a big factor in their defense. He was a thorn in our side.
Oh! 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 Oh!
Rodney Harrison is such a terrific football. He really is. San Diego let him get away.
So was that the first of the 6 Super Bowls for the Patriots recently? No, this was the first.
I hit Deshaun Foster. And all I heard was my forearm crack, crack. So I'm holding my arm and I'm yelling on the sideline for someone to substitute. No one's coming in substitute. And I see Musa Muhammad comes up about 10 yards and runs to the corner. And I push him. And all I heard was and it just cracked even more. And I fell to the ground and I just laid there.
They're working on Rodney Harrison's right arm on the sideline.
They try to take me into this back room to get x-rayed. So I said, forget this. I'm coming back watching the game.
Fuck.
Snap, ball down, kick up, kick is on the way, kick is good! Kick is good!
And it's just the happiest day of my professional life.
Nobody believes it. I waited 10 years for this. It's unbelievable. Best goal in the world.
The next year, Harrison's postseason
What a journey.
was even better.
Fires to the right, and it's in. Rodney Harrison intercepts in the end zone.
Beautiful.
And the Patriots have held a mighty coach to 3 points. Roethlisberger's back to throw. The rush fires and is intercepted. Picked off and heading down the left sideline.
80-yard return touchdown.
That is Rodney Harrison. He's to the 20.
Big Ben Roethlisberger gets pushed over. Fuck, was he playing back then?
Rodney dominated. He knew where the ball was going. He was around the ball.
What was that little move?
Dominated. He knew
Interesting.
where the ball was going. He was around the ball the entire football game.
Oh, he's a quarterback.
He possibly could have been MVP.
Fires left. Intercepted. Rodney Harrison at the 20. And that is it. The Patriots are going to be Super Bowl champions again.
2 in a row.
I still say in 06, if he got hurt, we would be Super Bowl champions again. We were 21-3.
Oh, what?
There were some plays in there that I knew he would have made. And Reggie Wayne catching the ball across the middle that pops up in the air, and we don't get it. That's Rodney's fault. If he even catches it across the middle.
Coming up, a near perfect reunion.
That's a big play. You know what? I'm used to him.
Okay, interesting. That's my first ever look at Junior Seau, a player that's been recommended heaps of times, and unfortunately I did get the spoiler that he's passed away. I think he might have taken his own life, actually. So we are going to hear something about him.
I would not be here sitting talking if it weren't for Junior Seau. That guy inspired me more than anybody on this planet. He outworked everybody I played against or I played with. I asked Junior, I said, Junior, why do you run around so hard and so fast in practice? He says, well, I get paid to practice. I play the games for free. And I said, he says, well, anybody can go to a game and get excited to play in front of 70,000. But what happens on a Thursday when you're tired and you're sore? And when you practice like that, it's infectious to all your teammates. It holds them accountable. And it makes you better. I said, you know what?
Whoa, shivers,
I'm gonna
man.
do the same thing. I'm gonna emulate Junior.
Shivers.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing?
Shivers. Oh, still.
Every day. Might as well, right?
He's really a good guy, Coach.
He is?
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure.
He's one of our guys. I have one player in the world, that's all I need right there. That one guy right there.
I believe that.
We used to talk about the Bible a lot. We used to talk about life, family, relationships. It wasn't just football.
So all you need is one player, right?
That's it, one player.
I'm not one. I'm not one.
Junior Seau finished his career in New England to have what appeared to be a perfect reunion with Rodney Harrison. The Patriots were just over a minute away from winning the Super Bowl and the first ever 19-0 season.
I'm deep half and I'm covering my guy, and I see Eli Manning back there running around, his slow, unathletic butt just running around, and we get these 300-pounders trying to grab him. He rolls out and he just takes the ball, he just slings it. And I see a receiver right in the middle. I said, holy crap. So I'm running as fast as I can. I just jump as high as I can and I try to swat the ball down. And I thought it was incomplete. Steve Smith, the little receiver, he comes over. Get off of him, get off of him. Great catch. I'm thinking, great catch? How the heck he catch that?
Against his helmet.
Yes, it was a big play. It's a first down, keep the chains moving. But the game's not over. They still had to score. Plaxico Burress, he lines up out wide. And Ellis Hobbs, cornerback, is out there. The defense is called blitz, all-out blitz. I'm looking at Eli. I know where he's going. He's going 6'5" against 5'8". And I'm yelling at Junior. Junior, switch the play. If you don't switch the play, the game's going to be over. I wanted to check until I could cover two and provide coverage over Plaxico Burress. And usually I'm in control. At this point, Junior's like, no, run it, no, run it. And he did the right thing in a sense because that's what the coach wanted. But I just knew that I made a mistake. I should have overruled him.
Lobs it left. First is wide open. Touchdown play. The New York Giants have knocked off the New England Patriots.
Fucks, they lost 2. 2 Super Bowls. 1-1, lost 2.
Seau was one of the best-known players in the NFL during his 2 decades in the game. Today, he was found dead in apparent suicide with a gunshot wound to the chest. He was just 43 and by some accounts was a troubled man after leaving the game.
I was at home when I heard the news, and I just dropped the phone. And I turned to my wife and told her, and we just cried because she understood how important Junior was to me.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
I know Junior struggled with some things. He would always hide it. Some personal issues and some things that he was dealing with. And he would tell me, he says, hey, I'm not perfect, but things will get better. I've watched him make some collisions. And I would sit back and say, how does he get up from that? Same thing with myself.
CTE.
I've never missed a game because of a concussion.
Well, the conversation really started at Junior's funeral. I said, we need to talk more openly about it, and he needs to tell me how he feels all the time.
Yep.
People look at me and say, oh man, you look great, you look like you're in shape. Yeah, I'm in shape, I eat right, and I exercise and stuff like that. But don't get me on a bad day when I might go down in my theater room and just sit there with the lights off for an hour and not want to be bothered with wife, kids, anybody. Sometimes you feel spacey up there. You don't even know what you're feeling and you're depressed. And the problem with us, we hide it because we're big tough guys. We don't want people to know because it shows weakness. It shows vulnerability.
I call them episodes when he's not feeling himself, and he'll get that every now and then. It's not severe at all, but it's definitely maintainable. He's doing so well. He's doing very well. I mean, I give credit to the job that he has now with NBC. It keeps him going, it keeps him busy, it keeps him thinking.
I do radio, I do TV, I'm reading all the time, and I have a wife who's smart, who always engages me, and that's the best thing that could happen to me because you have to exercise your mind.
Man, he's shit scared that he's going to develop CTE fully. And he's doing everything he can in his power to try and prevent that from happening, but unfortunately the damage may already have been done. Yeah, I don't know.
Because once you stop exercising your mind, everything goes downhill.
Coming up.
Am I scared the next 20 years? Yes and no.
That's how you make a tackle.
That's how you make a tackle.
I was a little different.
See that, guys? See that? That gives me shivers again. He wrapped him up. Wrapped him up with the arms.
Am I scared
Look at that.
the next 20 years? Yes and no.
Boom with the shoulder and wrap him up right in the hip.
When I played, I was a little different.
Rodney Harrison is one of only 2 players in NFL history to have 30 sacks
And 30 interceptions.
and 30 interceptions. He went to 4 Super Bowls, but only 2 Pro Bowls. He played like Ronnie Lott, but at a time when it was no longer acceptable to do so. Lott was revered.
Did you see that? He knows he's done wrong. He's like, no. That's the one time I've actually seen him try and pick a guy off the ground. Bro, I feel sorry for this guy right now.
But at a time
This
when
moment
it was
right
no
here.
longer acceptable to do so.
Ow!
Lott was revered. Harrison was vilified. Near the end of his career, he modified his game.
Did he?
If you're a young player out there, that's how you hit without using your helmet. That was all shoulder-to-shoulder contact. Beautiful job by Rodney.
A different major rules violation drew his stiffest penalty yet.
I did admit to the commissioner that I did in fact use a banned substance. My purpose was never to gain a competitive edge, rather for the purpose of accelerating healing process, injuries I sustained
Injury rehab.
while playing football.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed. I'm saddened by it.
It works.
And to this day, it still affects me. Because this is something that my 12-year-old son, my 9-year-old son, they can look up. And it's easy for people to say, you're a cheater. It's easy for people to say that. And it's not fair. I didn't do myself any justice because I worked hard. I worked really, really hard, to get where I'm at and to try to take advantage of the opportunities. And I made a huge mistake.
Throughout his career, Harrison's candor made him a media darling.
For me in particular, as a woman...
Well, how do we think people these days get back from injuries so fast? Like, unbelievably fast. I mean, if it's not HGH, it's something. Something performance enhancing that accelerates the healing process. Or they're just giving them extremely high doses of painkillers each week just so they get out there on the field, deal with the injury after the season.
One of the few women who covered the Patriots at that time, there was almost a warmth to him, whether it's because his own mother worked so hard and he knew that, I was a working mom.
His mom gave him his start in football, and he became one of the best safeties in the game. She also helped him overcome a childhood stutter, and now he's one of the sport's highest profile commentators.
I didn't know my son had that in him. I have actually sat there on a Sunday and cried because I couldn't believe it.
You would, man.
What to make of a lightning rod?
This kid who couldn't even talk properly has a storied career in the NFL and now is on a talk show. giving him his analysis. For his mum to have seen all that, fucking hell.
Captivating but shocking. Magnificent but polarizing. Powerful but destructive.
Around the time he retired, I sent out emails to a bunch of the Hall of Fame voters and said what were his chances. People said yes, the 30-30 thing did sway in his favor.
What's 30-30? 30 for 30.
But the 2 Pro Bowls, no matter what we think of Pro Bowls, would be held against him that he only made 2.
In only 2 years, he played like the best safety. That's what we're saying. That's not true. In most of his career, he was the best safety in the National Football League. But because people didn't like the way he played, they docked him from going to the Pro Bowl.
The Pro Bowl, man. I'm trying, man. They keep doing me over, but let's see what happens this year.
And they would never vote for him for the Pro Bowl because he pissed them off so bad. You can see it in his personality.
Well, that'd be exactly like the top 100. Imagine the top 100 of 2002, top 100 of 2003. Do you think his fellow players would have voted him on the list? Would have been a travesty back then too, I can tell.
Attitude. He could care less. He went out and played the way he thought he needed to play for his football team.
Bro.
I think I'm kind of an old school throwback type
guy. Fuck it.
Where I
Take him out.
care about the individual accolades. I'm not going to be your friend on the field just so you can vote me in the Pro Bowl. I don't care about that. I'm going to hit you in the mouth. I'm going to talk to you, and I don't care. People vote me the dirtiest player. And the amazing part about voting me the dirtiest player, every single week I would play.
I like the way you play, man. Stay healthy, okay?
Players would walk up to me.
You do it. Good job. Hey, good job, man.
Man, I wish we had a tough guy like you.
Yeah.
You guys, you like to take the offense out, man.
Man, I wish we had a guy that set the tone like you.
You doing it, okay? All right. Take care.
I'm a big believer that a big hit can change the momentum of a game faster than anything. I don't see him as a dirty player. I saw him just as an aggressive player. I don't think he was dirty at all. I think he was a great physical player. He played the game the way it's supposed to be played.
You know, it's great when you have that safety back there that when any player comes across the middle,
You ain't going
they
nowhere.
understand what may happen.
But none of these tackles are actually with the arms, are they?
Great safeties.
They're just
The
hits
enforcers back there.
to take them off their feet
Ronnie Lott.
and stop the play.
I'm going to say it every
See, in rugby, if you get taken off your feet and you fall on the ground, you get straight back up and you keep running. So that's why you really need to make sure you do wrap them and get them down.
That's what I get, man. I love playing with Rodney. And for 15 years, did it better than most in the NFL.
He was one of the best safeties in the NFL in that period of time and should be nominated for the Hall of Fame.
If all those guys who voted him dirtiest player had him on his team, they would never say that.
One of the best that I've played with.
Yeah, exactly. See, if he's on your team, you love him. If he's not, you hate him.
Such a tremendous player. To those guys who want to say only 2 Pro Bowls, he's dirty. Come on, man. You know, that's all I can say is come on, man. Cut it out.
Rodney is pretty much the perfect player. One of the best players in his era, without question.
That photo is awesome.
In order to take it to another level, you got to put the work in. Let's take it to the hills. Come on.
Oh yeah, I love that. What a place to train.
His talent, but he wants to make sure they have his work ethic.
Well, that's got to be hard, man. Going up the hill sideways.
100%. If you can't go give me 100%, go home. All right.
He's very, very serious. Like, even if it's not football, any game that the kids are playing, he's always there and he's always very loud.
It's gonna burn. Come on. It's gonna burn. Come on, keep fighting.
Look at this. This is awesome.
I try to coach because you try to educate the kids on the proper way of doing things. You want to keep your head up, aim almost right here at the waist, okay? Because when you aim at the waist, naturally your body's gonna come up a couple inches. And more importantly, you want to hit with this shoulder. I'm staying square. Boom, right there. That's how I'm hitting them. That's how you make a tackle, all right? When I played, I was a little different because not only did I want to hit you, but I wanted to run through you. The rules have changed a lot. Safety first, right? Knowing what I know now, it would have been really difficult to change.
So these guys who talk about going in for a tackle and wanting to run through them, right? Like Rodney Harrison. I guess you can associate it as if you had the ball in your hand. Let's say you're a running back and you're trying to run through someone. If you're doing that as a defender, which you kind of can because you don't have to wrap them, you can just run through them. It's a totally different style of tackling.
I wasn't on the football field, but I would have definitely tried to use my head less. Football is a tremendous sport. Not only has it done things for me that I never dreamt that I could be able to accomplish or to experience, but the people, the lessons developing me and my character. Am I scared the next 20 years? Yes and no. Yes, because I have a family. I don't want my kids to ever see me where I can't think, where I can't function. So yes, that scares me. But then the other side of it is, I know I played a sport that was tough, that has a lot of consequences. And that's part of it. That's part of the sport that we play. So will I do it again? You're damn right I would do it again.
Fuck. Yeah, man. Oi. He's staring right into my soul just then. Rodney Harrison. A Football Life. What a fucking legend. Guys, Justin, that was for you. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly did. It's been a while since I've watched an actual, documentary style production on football, but once again, epic. I just wish they had things like this for rugby players. I really do. Sit them down in their living room, go and interview them, ask them a whole heap of questions, interview them, get the story, and then go and put together some highlights and all that stuff. You could make some epic shit with just one. Well, no, probably no. They interviewed a couple of teammates, his mum, his wife, him. You got to get the interviews down, and then you splice it all together, and we could have some epic rugby documentaries. But that was about Rodney Harrison, guys. I hope you enjoyed repping the Patriots, even though he started at the Chargers. Was he the dirtiest man in NFL history? No, I believe that was Bill Romanowski. This guy actually has a bit of a soft side to him. And all his aggression was actually a product of the love that he had for his mother, and that's saying something. So with all that being said, guys, have a fantastic day. This video is probably gone for about an hour. I hope you enjoyed. If you have, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, please do. And I'll see you back here shortly. Peace out. Have a great day, Justin. I hope you enjoyed. You don't need to ask me any longer, but you're probably going to start asking me for another player. So by all means, go for it. Laters.